Good morning. My name is Mmasekgoa Masire-Mwamba, and I'm joining you today all the way from Gaborone in Botswana. Anybody here been to Gaborone? Yeah, good. I feel at home already. I'm going to be, having served 6 years at the Commonwealth, it is, and then 2 years in the competition for the Secretary General position. It really brings to bear how it is that you look at so many different angles when you look at corporate governance and you look at leadership at a global level. And what is interesting is that if you need a speaker that is going to tell a tough story, that's going to give a message that you can't deliver or that nobody on the ground wants to deliver, then I'm your man. Ladies and gentlemen, we all know and we have seen what has happened with the technology bubble that we have experienced with the business scandals and the financial crisis. Just in 2015 alone, we have had scandals in the pharmaceutical industry from Canada. We have had VW in Germany experiencing challenges. And of course, for the football lovers, we have had good old FIFA getting into a little bit of a tangle in terms of corporate governance and making sure issues of ethics and values in the organization are lived up to and are respected. And in all of that, the question that is usually asked is, where were the boards? Where was the governance? Where was the oversight? And where was the accountability that we should be demanding? The change in business environment that we have is really characterized by turbulence and uncertainty. And this is driven by a number of factors, not least of all is the power of the rising power of the educated and informed consumer. The consumer who is dictating that we now look at issues of cooperation amongst ourselves. We look at issues of providing the customer with choice, even if it means collaborating with competitors and other stakeholders that we wouldn't necessarily take on board. And the whole issue of being multidisciplinary in our appreciation and approach to doing business. The board scrutiny and expectation is on the rise. It's on the rise because we have corporate transformation that is demanded by our societies. We have a regulation that is here to stay. It's increasing by the day. And we have the environment, usually referred to as the triple bottom line. We have the people, we have the planet, and we have the profits that we are looking to. And all of these augur for a very, very intricate relationship and a challenge to us sitting in the boardrooms. So how do we go about restoring respect for business? Good leadership and governance has been highlighted as one of the key areas that we need to respond to. Sustainable human environments, the environments that we are working in, are we taking note of the communities that we serve? Are we acknowledging that what is good for business has to be good for the community? And if it isn't, how are we bridging that gap and how are we ensuring that going forward we build that linkage and we develop together? And whereas boards can never be a substitute for good leadership, they can never be a substitute for personal integrity of your people. They can always play a crucial role in ensuring that they avoid rash decisions and affect the judgment that takes place on board. The challenge to corporate culture is whether we as board members or whether our board members are asking the challenging questions and whether we are overcommitted. Sometimes we find that our board members are preoccupied, and therefore how are we working together collectively and complementing the respective members of the board. There are 3 areas that we need to look at going forward. The topic is about, yes, let's acknowledge our past, let's acknowledge some of the challenges that we have had, but critically and crucially, how do we respond to change? Do we take note of the scope of change in terms of the broad nature that we need to look at? And if that is providing us with the guidance and support, are we looking to the scale of change so that we can help our people and position them going forward? And are we looking at strategies to build both internally and externally in terms of bringing it together. I thank you very much, and I look forward to engaging with you, and I look forward to welcoming you to Gaborone, Botswana too. Thank you very much.